Hello, welcome to Aaron Eats. I'm Aaron. I eat food and I review music. You should subscribe, it's a fun time. New Tame Impala. Let's talk about it. Fellow Tame Impala fans, seasoned indie kids, how are we feeling? There's a lot of discussion about how indie music, there were like 3 phases. There was pre-DeMarco, DeMarco, and post-DeMarco. Just in the sense that like Mac DeMarco kind of revolutionized and changed the whole way indie music was being made. And then a lot of people after him kind of ripped him off. My friends and I always talked about, where does Tame Impala, where does Kevin Parker fall into this whole pre or post DeMarco thingy? And we all decided that he falls in DeMarco. He was happening at the same time as Mac DeMarco, and he was doing his own thing. And Tame Impala holds up for that. Current and Lonerism, great albums. We love them. But it's been 5 years since he made an album. He tragically lost a bunch of his instruments in like a fire. That was horrible. I remember hearing about that. But now it's 2020. We're back, baby. We got a new album. Gonna be honest, personally, a little disappointed with it. A lot of people I've talked to have felt the same way, that it kind of is underwhelming. It's not bad, it's not Tame Impala. It just, everyone who like considers himself a Tame Impala fan, myself included, just really didn't seem that excited for this album. And then it came out and it was kind of like, alright. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but he's still doing his whole, like, you know, psychedelic thing. However, here, it feels more like disco funk. I think that was, like, the common consensus of, like, what we're describing this album as, is it's disco funk. Which wasn't bad, it just, I don't know, it seemed generic. But for Tame Impala, so I don't know, it's not like it was boring. It just didn't really do anything that was like, oh yes, Tame Impala's back and it's amazing and this new album is amazing, and it's just kind of, I feel like everyone who is a Tame Impala fan is just kind of like, it's good. Which kind of makes me sad. Because I feel like he's kind of self-aware of that in some of the songs, like it might be time near the end of the album. That kind of made me really sad, because like, oh, my time's up. But it's like, no, it doesn't have to be, you know? Like, you just change up your sound, you do something different, you evolve, you know? He's still doing all his, like, synthscape kind of stuff, which is always fun. And again, none of it was bad. None of it really stood out to me as incredible or different, or I don't know. It's like I have to ask myself, as a Tame Impala fan, how much of this is like, I actually really like the music, or I'm like, oh, it's Tame Impala, so I like it. Feel like I have to like it, so I'm gonna like come up with reasons to like it. Which I don't think is inherently true, but I don't know. Posthumous Forgiveness is really good. I like that song a lot. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. I do think, yeah, it was definitely more like funky, more disco-y. It's not the same kind of psychedelic synth stuff going on that we had in Lonerism and Currents. It was just, the whole thing was kind of just soft and sad, if that makes sense. Which, there's nothing wrong with soft and sad, I just don't know if it fully paid off. I don't know, it's tough because I really like Kevin Parker. I think he's a really talented musician. And I don't think this is like, oh, we're, you know, his time's up and now we're realizing he wasn't that good. Because, like, that's not the case. Like, you go back and listen to Lonerism and Currents and, like, they're still really good. I feel like this is more of, like, a blip in his discography, if that makes sense. Like, I think he can continue to grow from here and make better music, make a better album. This just feels like one of those albums that's kind of a throwaway when you look back at an artist's, like, full discography. I don't know. We're also just at a weird time for indie music. Like, what even is indie music? Psychedelic music. Whatever we want to define this as. I think the genre and the artists who were really popular a few years ago in that genre are having a hard time defining what they are still, you know? Because, yeah, we're in a different time. Things aren't hitting the same. Everyone wants to change and evolve, and that's, you know, that's a part of being an artist. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I think the songs were produced well. Like, again, he's a talented musician. I think the songwriting was just kind of weak on a lot of these songs. The first 3 songs, for me, they felt like they kind of blended together. And I felt that way towards the end of the album as well. Like, they weren't bad. It wasn't like, oh, this is boring, I want to skip it. It's just like, I don't know, it wasn't very, like, cohesive, I guess? It was, like, too cohesive to the point where it wasn't cohesive. And I don't know, it was just, again, as a Tame Impala fan, like, it made me kind of disappointed, and I think a lot of people who also are big Tame Impala fans felt the same way. It kind of, I feel like a lot of my friends that I talk to that I know like Tame Impala a lot were like, yeah, I'm just gonna, like, go listen to Currents and Lonerism now instead. But I don't know, I feel weird just, like, dunking on the album, being like, it's no good. Because, like, it's still good, he still has talent. I think it just, I don't know. I think timing is everything, and, like, where the music industry is at right now, like, it just didn't really hit. Maybe this will be one, we'll be like, oh, it was underrated when it came out, and we need to give it another shot, but, like, right now, I don't know, I just didn't do much for me. I've listened to it, like, 3 times, and it's just kind of been, like, more on the background than, like, I'm, like, really listening to it and, like, really getting into it like I've done with their other music. With his other music. So, I don't know, I still love Kevin Parker, I still love Tame Impala. I mean, we have to respect what Tame Impala is and what they have done for music as a whole. I just think, I don't know, wasn't the best. I'm giving this album a 6 out of 10. Because that's what I feel it deserves. Favorite song? Like I said, Posthumous, Forgiveness. I liked Glimmer a lot too, I don't know why. I just did. But yeah. That's all I gotta say. I'm kind of sad because I was excited for this album. It's been a long time. We've missed Kevin. But I think I was just kind of slightly disappointed. Not that it was bad, it just wasn't the great Tame Impala that I'm used to. So, that being said, that's all I got. 6 out of 10. Bye.